Yeah, gunshots. So we're gonna roll right back into this. Do you remember what happened last time? Or do you remember where we left off at?
We were in the class trial.
And then?
And then you died a death and we had to leave.
But what happened in the game, though?
That's my memorable moment.
So remember last time, basically we had an intermission.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kyoko was like, well, I've got something to show you.
Oh, yeah.
And then we were like, here's a good time for us to
leave.
But yeah, so before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. What's wrong?
What happened to your boy? Before I even knew what was happening.
Oh, it's called range. Which I don't actually have a lot of, actually. So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold.
I hate the first
We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was somewhere, which is here, actually. Okay, so.
The girls' locker room?
Oh, yes. I don't have to speak.
Voice acted?
You've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
So I think because this is still technically the class trial, the dialogue is being voice acted, yeah.
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
Yeah, we don't like this guy. He's
Fumi is now an necrophiliac, apparently.
No, he's now a necrophiliac, apparently.
He's got ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already...
Yeah.
I don't rate it.
Dark Souls 2 is good if you complete this action from the original. Yeah, so that's what I've heard. It's like the unloved child of the series.
No way!
See?
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything. It's just...
Based on religious grounds. Sacrilegious.
Very well. I'll do it.
Bet you will.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but what? This is... What is this...
Yeah!
Interesting.
What do you think she's found?
An interesting reaction. I don't know.
What is it? Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
Oh.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
What? You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right
I
off
always
the bat.
knew. Can't believe you didn't know.
He'd been new.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
So from the very beginning when we started playing this game, I have never referred to Chihiro as either he or she.
How very respectful.
It's not even respectful. It's more like low-key hinting at the reveal.
How am I ever going to notice
You
that?
Oh, no, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him! So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
Like I would never say, oh yeah, it's Chihiro, she's a great character. I was like, oh yeah,
She's a great gal.
I was like, oh, Chihiro's, yeah, they're cool. Or like, oh yeah, Chihiro, they said this.
That's annoying.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
So, we now know that Chihiro.
That's living my
I
best
do
Britney life.
apologize.
Sorry. Over here.
Waiting. Now then,
So now
let's
Chihiro was
resume
a
the
male.
class trial.
Yes.
We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought that never even crossed
And
my
because
mind.
the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room, and the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
Miyake, are we doing this?
Apparently, yeah.
This is the most titillating situation!
What do you think of the word titillating?
I quite like the word titillating.
Yeah. I find the word titillating rather titillating.
Titillating.
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Are you looking at her and thinking about titillating?
Very interesting.
Are you?
I was.
Very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
Yeah, I could be wrong too sometimes.
Just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it?
Sloppy.
Overt.
Overt sloppy.
He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you.
As if he didn't know.
And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as
Yes,
correct.
sir.
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very
You
hard
can't
to
swear
believe.
with the big boys.
Apparently not.
Go ahead. Find
Not
it
what to
very
do,
hard to
boys.
believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility, because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Literally.
So aggressive, though.
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Is he a good character?
No.
Anyway, let's
Is he
discuss
there for
this all as
filler?
a group one more time.
Potentially.
That's very
my bad.
true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene. Which means...
Okay. A guy?
I got it!
The boys' locker room.
So, since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it would have had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Oh, just knocked my arm again.
You do that all the
Well,
time.
I've done it twice. And that was the second. Celeste, count.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but... Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point.
Perhaps
Even
someone
that
saw the
might
victim
be
at some
enough for
point.
now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over.
Okay.
It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like
We're just
they're
going through it and then you figure out
turn
which
themselves
one
in.
Do you remember
Game over,
what the
man.
Celeste count
Game
was?
over.
Let's see. On the night of the murder, right before nighttime, Chihiro was spotted leaving the warehouse. It seems she was stuffing some blue exercise clothes into a duffel bag. Presumably, she was on her way to exercise, but the clothes were not at the crime scene. Celeste had not told anyone other than Makoto about this encounter.
Yay! No! Not game over!
No, as a matter of fact, there is an eyewitness account regarding Chihiro. She has more information about that. Very obvious. It's just about choosing which one
a single
to shoot
clue
at.
that might
Which
lead
I will leave
us
up to
who
you.
did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but... Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
I can't hear you.
Perhaps
Sorry, it's
someone
either the
saw
one
the
at the
victim
end
at some
or
point.
the one at the
Even
beginning.
that might be enough for now.
Yeah.
Like this
All we
one?
need right now is any kind of new info.
No.
No?
It's
That's
over.
the one you agree with,
It's
then
all
yes.
over. You want to know who saw the victim?
Sorry, I sat backwards, my bad.
The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna
Turn the game over, man!
Yay! No! Not game over!
So we know someone who has
Isn't
more
there a single
information,
clue?
right? So if it's not that one,
Did nobody get a look? I'm sure if someone saw the
killer, they would have
said.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
I'll just for you. It's this one.
It's over.
And I missed.
It's all over.
You
Yes,
want
of
to know
course I
who
did.
saw the killer? And it's not like it's just game over, man!
Again.
Maybe sounds
there a
terrible.
single clue?
High pitched.
Clues. Did nobody get a look? I'm sure if someone saw the killer.
Perhaps someone saw the victim. Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Dickhead.
It's over.
It's all, you want to know who saw
So
the killer?
eventually,
And it's not like
if you
they're just
you know
gonna
all the free time stuff,
turn themselves in.
all the free time stuff allows you to get tokens. That allows you to get more skills, and skills help you out in the class trials. And,
Okay.
there is a skill that you get where you could, when you shoot the thingy, truth bullet, it comes out faster. So instead of you pressing the button, it's like, poof. It kind of shoots it like it's less time basically, less
game
travel
over,
time.
man!
Yay! No! Not game over!
But since we don't care about free time,
Isn't
we
there
just
a
have to stick it
single
out.
clue?
Well, clues. Did
Doable.
nobody get a look? I'm sure if someone saw the kill.
someone saw the victim at
Some.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Guess what? You're right and I'm wrong.
Isn't there a single clue?
Did
Nobody get a I'm sure someone saw the kill.
Perhaps someone saw
I
the
was
victim.
for sure thought it was that one.
It's over. You want to know who saw the killer?
And only the
Ah!
No, it's wrong.
Because he has to say no, that's wrong
No,
to the
that's
statement.
wrong.
Only the killer.
I believe someone else did see the
Oh,
victim
right, because he was
before
saying only the
murdered.
killer saw her.
What do you think,
But no, no,
Celeste?
that's not right.
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever. Just hurry up and tell us.
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse.
Trying to figure out what accent she's doing.
I saw him stuffing a track
I did
jacket
think
into a
at one point
duffel
it was
bag.
like Eastern European, and now I'm just a bit like,
Not entirely sure.
And then,
Can't place
I
it.
assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag. But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
Yo! You're finally in chat then.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
What did he say? Well, I'd better get going. Kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry, but why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Let's go, watch party.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much.
But who was it?
Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed. What a marvelous friendship!
So obviously, you know, I played this. I know who did it, but I don't remember why
okay.
or how we even find out.
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right?
So like,
So we just
I'm
gotta
just as
figure out who
interested
it
because I'm like,
was.
oh, I don't like, how did we get here?
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
Do we?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Focus on the... Yo, what that tongue do though? It kills you. Murders you with scissors.
Wow. Killed that vibe, didn't it?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of evidence that we don't have?
Oh, I know what's gonna happen now. This is a really cool moment.
Yeah.
What? You want to track down some
Definitely
fingerprints
pay
or
attention
something?
to the words that are being spoken.
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket? The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's jacket... Does Chihiro... Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Yeah, now we're good. Somehow it's really hard to believe. Dun, 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 dun. Celeste account. So we're gonna read Celeste account again, real quick. I get a chance.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. So, Celeste account. So on the night time of the blah 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 blah, Chihiro was spotted leaving the warehouse. It seems she was stuffing some blue exercise clothes into a duffel bag. Presumably, she was on her way to exercise, but the clothes are not found at the crime scene. Celeste has not told anyone about this other than Makoto. So,
he was on his way to go exercise.
There's like 16 lines in this.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I hate this about English literature.
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. 'Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
I'll give you a clue. Wait, hold on.
You heard him, right?
You heard him,
What he
right?
just
What he
said
just said
without
without
even
even
realizing
realizing it. Someone said something they should not have. We'll go over it again. She's right. What he said just now was really odd. How did he know something like that?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go
Kyoko is
exercise.
playing a game. Here.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit
Why did you choose
that
the
he
specific
did?
tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit.
'Cause exercising.
I have a white tracksuit personally.
I got it
From the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even
So
realizing
someone there is saying something that they shouldn't have said and shouldn't know. We'll go again. We'll go again.
it? We know where Chihiro was headed.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
He was on his way to go exercise.
So apart from the exercise yellow line,
Yeah.
one of the other blue tracksuit, white tracksuit, green tracksuit lines is fucked. Why are you poking? Why are you woodpecking the?
Because I'm stressed and I'm thirsty.
Let's read this again. Are you thirsty? Shall I get you Coke behind me? Actually, do you want that ginger beer over there? Okay. read this.
I just don't know.
No, okay. Chihiro was spotted leaving the warehouse, according to Celeste. It seems she was stuffing some. Now he was stuffing some blue clothes, exercise clothes, into a duffel bag. Presumably, he was on his way to exercise, but the clothes were not found at the crime scene. Celeste has not told anyone other than Makoto about this fact.
Okay.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. 'Cause exercising sucks.
I have
A white tracksuit personally.
I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us get any
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? what he just said without even realizing it?
I got it from the warehouse. If you must.
First of all,
We know where
It's not
Chihiro
like
was.
giving
He was on his way to go.
something
So next we have to ask,
Alright, I'm
why
gonna do
did
it
he
for you.
choose the specific?
What do you
Thanks.
mean, the specific?
He picked that tracksuit. It matched the one the culprit was
We have
wearing.
not talked about
So, what
the specific
you're
details of the
saying
tracksuit yet.
The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
So why does he know about a blue tracksuit?
Oh.
No, it's wrong. Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said,
So I'm stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then I assume he hid it off to exercise.
she never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just.
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
It was blue.
As a matter
Celeste,
of fact,
Celeste told us that much
it
when we
was-
spoke to her in
blue.
real life, for real.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just.
Yikes, bro. You're gonna continue that. I'm gonna go get a drink.
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
Actually, that's a
No,
lie.
that
I'm gonna cut
can't
to
be
break. Right.
The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Sophie has now been plied with
Caffeine.
caffeine. Therefore, look is dead in the eyes. Said what I said.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Is that what she's calling him now? Cherry?
Cherry.
Sweet cherry pie.
Are you?
Is
talking
that song we're about?
Chihiro?
Were we about to break into song? I don't know that song.
That's all I've got.
Okay.
So,
That's all
how
I've got
about
of that
it? Did you see the
particular song.
tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
But was he?
Should have been in his bag.
No, that can't be it either.
That's wrong.
According to Celeste's testimony,
Stuffed the jacket into a bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah.
So all the boys have a specific color.
Right.
It would appear
Tracksuit.
you dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you?
Yes,
That's
I
why
said
you said
Kyoko's
when you
playing
did
a game here.
focus on the
The
tracksuit,
tracksuit.
and it'll be,
It'll be
obvious
obvious.
who he met with. What a bunch of nonsense.
Kyoko's actually sick.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him
Oh.
from the very beginning.
And we had no idea. Like, we could not even connect anything to Mondo. But Kyoko's sick like
But
that.
why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
This is an odd prompt. I don't think there's a wrong answer.
I think it's the way it was.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
Oh.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Oh, wait, he did. I just realized this now. Mondo did call Chihiro dude at one point, and I was like, that's weird. No, but knowing what I know, I'm like, that's weird. Oh, wait. Huh. Like, now it's noticeable on the replay. Huh.
You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happen to refer to him as
This
dude.
dude.
Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
Notice such a tiny detail?
I know something you will never know.
I've got a secret.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful.
Burn the witch.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone.
Oh, the double down.
Mondo,
The double down. Let's go.
Mondo. We've seen what happens here.
You've been all over me,
Not
judging
pretty.
everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
Spent one time in the bath together, in it, bros. With a steam room, what I don't know,
It's
whatever.
true. My
Steam room, not the
is
bath.
pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling
Ghost
me you
friend?
found some evidence?
Also, I don't remember this.
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly,
Where'd all that confidence
might
go?
not be all that relevant.
Jeez, did your confidence just get up and walk away?
Honestly, like,
Fine, man. Just
Peace
tell
out.
us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to... Can't be ours. We have ours.
Do we know where Chihiro's is?
No. It's Chihiro's.
I got it! We know
That's where I was
Chihiro's
leaning.
handbook was missing from the
It was
scene
missing
of
from the scene of the crime.
right?
So it must have been Chihiro's.
Because this particular instance has spanned like a 3-week period.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah. It is hard to retain the information if we just spread out between 3 weeks. And we only stream this once a week. So
yeah, we only stream this once a week. And this
For a
was
fact.
not even meant to happen today. So God
yeah,
knows what.
this is very
I was
impromptu.
going to be like, by next week. Who's that?
For a fact indeed, I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
Oh, that's annoying for you.
Yeah, I've not been recording the stream. Whoops. Oh well, it's fine.
It's much.
No, it's
It's all fine.
I can salvage it. It's fine.
I don't know.
I got it! You already told
When you get
us
a
before
question
that the
wrong,
handbook
right,
has one
you
weak
like
point,
gain
didn't
a
you?
bit of mental health.
I don't have any of that.
You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point.
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip. But I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and 2 of them broke in quick succession, then
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I don't know if
think it's a
Monokuma straight up
necessary
tells you.
piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that
Cut the
would be
bullshit,
very
Monokuma.
not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example?
Yeah.
Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is...
When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh?
Yeah.
It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin.
I don't know
If that's legit.
if that's real science or Danganronpa science.
Science, bro.
I don't know.
If the hot
Roasted,
air of the
roasted
sauna
indeed.
were somehow
Roasted.
pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That's all it sounds.
Yeah? Have you been in the sauna?
Never actually.
You never had a spa day?
No, I really kind of do want a spa day, but I've never had one.
I don't think a spa day is for me.
You're too restless for a spa day.
Yeah.
You have to be doing like 3
Trifling
things at the
speck of
same time.
knowledge.
If I can't use my laptop while in the
Oh my
spa.
god, Jerry can't eat a
If you
meal
found the
without
victim's
like
handbook in the
doing
sauna,
something on his laptop and or playing a game, if
Wait.
not both.
It's a waste of time.
then the killer
then
must
all
have
his
been
food gets
purposely
cold and
trying to
nasty.
raise its temperature in
Gives
order
me
to break
stress.
it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its
Sorry.
weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he
So
didn't
why
tell
say it?
anyone, right?
Because I was like, I just went off on one randomly because it does give me stress. I
Quite
can't
the
watch you do
mystery.
it.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Don't test my memory. I don't know anymore.
Do you not remember who was in the sauna?
Yeah, the browse guy. And is it not the guy that we already think might have done it?
Yeah.
And obviously,
Taka
the browse
Mondo.
guy looks traumatized right now. So
It had to be the one who wore all their clothes in
that
the
was
sauna.
the browse guy, right? Because he's weird. The killer guy that we already think is the killer.
I could bring up the photo. I would actually if it didn't mean I would end up spoiling. One of them wore clothes, one of them didn't. I will bring up the thumbnail.
Okay.
I might lose frames while doing this, but I will bring up the thumbnail for that episode that we did.
Okay.
You can see it?
Yeah, so it's sweet corn head. You.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on.
Is it a school uniform or just his clothes?
Clothes he
Didn't
pitched up
realize
in that one
he
day.
Yeah.
also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Whoa.
And let's talk about it. Oh, this is the final boss music. Final like,
No.
yo, this is
Oh.
yeah.
No.
Yeah,
no.
let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm not here.
So we'll look
Let's
we'll look at
test
each of
Makoto's
them,
assertion.
right?
I don't even remember which one.
So broken e-handbook.
Right.
One of the handbooks found in the main hall had been broken, which is apparently a rare occurrence. Junko and Sayaka's handbooks both seem to work, so it is assumed that the broken handbook is Leon's. However, Monokuma claims that it's very unlikely that Leon's handbook could have been broken. That's one of them. It may be correct, it may not be correct. Who knows? Chihiro's handbook was not found on her corpse and has apparently gone missing. To unlock a locker room, you need to swipe your e-handbook over the card reader. You need a male student handbook for male student's handbook for the boys' locker room and a female student's for the girls. It's not possible for two people to enter at the same time. Additionally, lending someone your handbook is a violation of school regulations. So let's go through it.
If
This
what
test-
he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words,
Kind of funky,
if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
That's it.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
I like this remix. I'm sure Mondo's handbook broke during their sauna showdown. What? I can't speak. I'm sure Mondo's handbook broke during their sauna showdown. If I can just prove that, then that will show that the handbook Mondo has must actually be.
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
I don't remember. Oh yeah, I forgot to do this.
He says is correct.
Oh, this is how I changed it.
Then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that
I actually
proves
don't know which
that
one's
what
correct.
Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
I'm pretty sure it's that
See?
one.
Look!
That statement, but what one?
Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
If sure Mondo's handbook broke, I can just prove that.
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
So yeah.
What he says is correct. You broke your
Own handbook. In other words, if Mondo, then that proves that.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
I feel like my handbook works just fine because things are flying all over it.
Let's
Yeah,
test Makoto's
maybe.
assertion. If what he says
may
is
have to-
correct,
this may have to
then
be-
Mondo,
You broke your own
I'm gonna try card reader.
If Mondo, then that proves that.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
I don't know how to button. Huh? I missed. Huh?
See? Makoto was
How did
wrong.
I miss
Mondo
twice?
wouldn't hurt a fly.
Let's test. If what he says is you broke your own hand. In other words, if Mondo, then that proves that.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See?
Wait, what?
Look, Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
If it was wrong, it should have called me out for it.
Let's
So I
test.
think I
If
missed.
What he says is you broke your own hand. In other words, if Mondo, then that proves that.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Moving.
See? Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Let's test. If what he says is you broke your own hand. In other words, if Mondo, then that proves that.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See?
Look, Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Oh, I don't know. Wait.
I think you might have been wrong.
Let's test.
if what he says is correct,
You broke your own hand. In other words, if Mondo's, then that proves that.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See, I hit it that time. Scathing words for my man, Mondo on the hot seat over here.
Shoot.
No, okay, so I was just missing every other time.
let's test Makoto's assertion.
If what he says, you broke your own hand. In other words, if Mondo, then that proves that.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
What's it again?
Shoot.
Shut up, you little bitch. Yo.
Let's test
Told me
Makoto's
off.
assertion.
If what he says is you broke your own hand. In other words, if Mondo, then that proves that what.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, that's wrong.
My handbook works just fine. No. That's wrong.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, Is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
He has Leon's.
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right!
I forgot about this. That this is like, oh yeah, shit, he's right.
To destroy it.
The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it. Yeah.
So then,
even though he
the
took
broken handbook
a good amount of baseballs to the body. Yeah.
Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's.
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more
Monokuma's just like, I'll allow it.
It's fine.
I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so.
We love a loophole.
I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch.
What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong.
Tell him he's wrong, bro.
You are wrong. You have to be
are
wrong,
bro. You have to be wrong, bro.
Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time?
Oh, here we go.
From the beginning.
Here we go.
That way, everything will become clear. And we'll all see if I was right
Are you
or
ready
wrong.
to play that game? Closing argument, climax interference. I don't know why these words are being used.
Climax interference.
All right, okay.